What's up, YouTube? It's me again. So today I'm going to go over a Redditor leaving a question about substitution in restaurants. So they had a simple experience. They went to, like, I guess a fast food place that they make kind of shakes. In her shake slash smoothie, she did not want pineapple, but she wanted to substitute with something else. And they did not substitute it. They said they will take out the pineapple, but not substitute it with something else. And she was very confused about this and kind of a little upset. So she actually posted this in Reddit, asking people that have restaurants for their response on how they feel about substitutions. And I left a message for her. So before we get started in this quick little Reddit question, please, if you have a chance, it'll be much appreciated. So to begin, menus in a restaurant are crafted and many times tested and are expected to be served the way that they're said to be in the menu. That being said, there are people that have allergies, people that have dietary needs, and that's where I use my judgment. So for example, if you are allergic to an item, yes, I will take the item off and I'll make sure that nothing else has touched that item, and I'll create your dish free of that item. But that being said, people do seem to abuse that whole allergy excuse, and sometimes you know that that person is allergic to the item because of what they have ordered before or what they are ordering with the dish. Like, you can't be allergic to, I guess, onion, but you'll have garlic, because onion and garlic are in the same family, so there's a very good chance that you're allergic to both. It's simple things that you know. So you can't play around with allergies, so you make sure that you take that item off that dish and make sure that nothing else has touched the dish, or you just don't handle that item when you're creating that dish. That being said, is the item that you're removing from the dish, is it a major item? Is it going to change the whole dish? Is the dish not going to be the same anymore? Or is it going to be enough of a difference that you're not going to feel confident about serving that dish? And that's where I come in. As far, I will do substitutions as long as I know I'm not changing the integrity of the plate so much that this is not my dish anymore, and I'm afraid that you might not like it. And in that case, I might say no. There are others that have dietary needs as far as their diets, that maybe they're vegans and they're vegetarians, and I always do my best to try to accommodate those guests, but sometimes it's really hard without you kind of making a dish that you know is not going to be as good, or something that you're not so proud in serving. So that's again where I make a judgment call, and if I can do it, I always do it. But when I know it's not going to be one of those dishes that I'm going to be proud of serving, I might say no. It's a good chance I will say no. And it sucks because you don't want to say no to your guests, but you also don't want to give them a bad experience or a bad dish. So it's a fine balance. With all this being said, it's one of those things that in the restaurant business, most people think, when did this whole thing start? That everybody thinks that they can just change the menu or change dishes around the way they like instead of getting it. I mean, there used to be a time early in my career that just didn't really happen too much. I heard stories that this started from the movie When Harry Met Sally. Just before that famous scene, she had an ordering scene that was also kind of different. And I guess now, if you see the scene now, it doesn't seem like a big deal, but back then it was a big deal. And let me see, I should have the clip here.
What can I get you?
I'll have a number 3.
I'd like the chef salad, please, with the oil and vinegar on the side, and the apple pie a la mode.
Chef and apple a la mode.
But I'd like the pie heated, and I don't want the ice cream on top. I want it on the side, and I'd like strawberry instead of vanilla if you have it. If not, then no ice cream, just whipped cream, but only if it's real. If it's out of a can, then nothing.
Not even the pie?
No, just the pie, but then not heated.
Uh-huh.
What?
So today that seems very normal. That doesn't seem as I guess as crazy as it sounded before. Like before, this was a popular scene of how crazy the order was. Nowadays that's almost normal in many restaurants, that you get people coming in just changing the menu around. It's not fun. I think restaurant people we always try to accommodate people. Our guests is, you know, we know that you know, we want our guests to be happy, but it's not always possible as far as you know, the restaurants that I worked at. Again, the main thing is, if it's going to change the dish dramatically, most likely is not going to happen in most places. As far as this, it's not going to get done. But most places that I know, or at least the places I worked at when I was a chef, I would do it if it was a dietary need and allergies. Those are the two big things, and that was as long as it really didn't change the dish so much that you were getting a whole new dish. The whole problem with that is, if you don't like the dish, this is really not my dish anymore. If you have changed it to the point that it's not the original intent of the dish, so you're gonna get a dish and I'm gonna be graded in a sense by a dish that's not my dish. In the same token, I've had people that have changed this and they've loved every bit of the changes. They've loved different flavors. It's fine, but it feels like it could be a risk sometimes depending on how much you're changing your dish. So that is it for today. I mean, if you guys, anybody has any questions about substituting or their experiences, or if you think that restaurants should just substitute, have it your way like Burger King, yeah, let me know. I'd like to hear your thoughts about that. All right guys, peace, later.